In the small community of Calexico, California, right on the Mexico border, a big problem is rolling through town.
Those are cocaine.
This is cocaine right here.
Right. And we have the cocaine on the bottom, methamphetamine on the top.
Mexican drug cartels are smuggling cocaine, meth, and marijuana across the border and right down Chief Jim Nujar's streets. His officers have confiscated so many drugs, his evidence room can't store them all.
In one arrest, we had 1,500 pounds. And then over the next couple of days, we had a 600, a 500, and then ultimately a 200-pound seizure.
Calexico is a busy border town with more than 55,000 people crossing from Mexico into the U.S. every day. And more cocaine is seized here than any other land port of entry in the United States.
Drugs are flowing to the point where this is the cocaine corridor.
Nujar says the cartels target his town for a reason.
The drug traffic organizations are not at all stupid. They're going to use the path of least resistance.
And that path takes them through Calexico. Why? It's isolated and in the middle of the desert, a small town with an even smaller police force and just 1,100 border agents. Compare that to the major border crossings about 130 miles away near San Diego, a big city with a large police presence and more than 2,500 border agents. San Diego's tight security makes Calexico a relatively easy border to cross.
We don't have the resources to confront the cartels.
There is tremendous amount of narcotics.
California Attorney General Jerry Brown says Calexico's drug problem can't be ignored. At this press conference, he announced the results of an 8-month undercover investigation where officials seized more than 400 pounds of cocaine, smuggled through the Calexico border by suspected cartel operatives.
This out-of-the-way place is the gateway to the rest of America. And if we don't stop it here, it'll be too late.
Drug trafficking is an estimated $14 billion industry. This cocaine alone is worth more than $19 million. And with so much money at stake, rival cartels are in a death match for control of lucrative smuggling routes to the drug-hungry U.S. It's a brutal battle. More than 11,000 people have been killed in cartel-fueled violence since 2006, with eruptions in popular tourist towns like Acapulco. But most of the blood is shed in border cities, Tijuana, Juarez, Nuevo Laredo. And Attorney General Brown is worried that violence could spill across the border and even invade this tiny town. How would you characterize the problem that we face with cartels, the violence, the drugs?
Serious, continuing, expensive.
So Brown met with his Mexican counterpart, Ramel Moreno, the Attorney General from Baja California. Brown urged for better cross-border cooperation in stopping the flow of drugs and taking down the cartels. But he also called for help from the U.S., more federal money and manpower.
Is the federal government putting the effort commensurate with the threat? The answer is clearly no.
That's something Chief Nujar knows all too well.
We do feel kind of alone. We do what we can do with what we got.
But it might not be enough to keep this town safe. Brandon Scott, CBS News, Calexico, California.